Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is where we answer all of your questions about puppyhood. I'm Bethany.
And I'm Sparky from the Puppy Academy. We're excited you're here. And now, let's get to the show.
Welcome!
Welcome, guys. Welcome to
Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
Episode
238. What are you doing?
When we say it together, it sounds so cheesy.
Well, it's puppy training.
It's puppy
It's
training.
cheese.
All right. Anyone who wants to throw in a question, if we're answering questions, you guys have a question of a question, please throw it in the chat. If you guys have your own question, throw that in the chat as well. We like the back and forth, so we're going to prioritize answering the questions on the screen so we can get some dialogue going back and forth.
And this cutie, Instagram's always.
Or sorry, give a second.
problems.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Instagram's a troublemaker.
So this is Simba. I was introducing Simba. Hello, Simba.
Simba's relatively new to the program. He recently had his owner lesson 1, so that means he's got
Perfect.
come, play,
Means
sit
he's perfect.
down. Yeah, he's pretty darn perfect. He is pretty darn perfect. Look at that calm, melty puppy.
He was wild when he first came in. He got so amped and just magically.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. So we will start with some questions that were sent in. And then if you've got them, please throw them in the comments. Just include the age and breed or breed mix of your puppy.
Ooh, I like this one. From H.L. Paoli. How to get 5-month-old Mini Bernedoodle, thank you for the age and breed, to listen without always having a treat in hand. So we call that weaning off of food. So it means that when I use food, I have like 85, 90% consistency in the dog doing the command. And then I'll start doing 4 with food, 1 without, 3 with food, 2 without. You guys get the idea. And then I'll hit a...
Mix it up. Mix it up.
And we'll hit a range too, where you're like 1 treat for every 5 commands. And then your dog starts getting a little stubborn because they get frustrated. Go back up using food and then go back down. When she says like randomize it, don't do 4 and 1, 3 and 2, 2 and 3. When you do that, dogs start anticipating. They can get a little bit more frustrated. Bounce around those numbers a little bit. Do 3 without food and then 2 with food.
Dogs are experts at pattern recognition. And so you've always got to be mixing it up.
It's because they don't live in the past or the future. They're always in the present. So they're always thinking about the current pattern that you're giving.
I love the food talk because there's just so many ways. Like we could talk about this for 30 minutes. We're not going to, but we could.
Why?
And I would like to just say my big thing, my biggest mistake that I see trainers, including myself, because I'm actually not an expert at the food stuff, is, and clients, of course, is not putting space, not building space between their marker and their food delivery.
That pause.
So good. Then reach in pouch, then deliver food. Good. Reach in pouch, pause again. Good. Then deliver food. Like really mixing up when to do it. Rapid reward. You see a dog come.
You TikTok, you're safe.
Sorry if we repeat ourselves, but like Instagram's giving us some problemos. So when to do rapid reward food, like dog sees a bird and I'm moving backwards, food, versus really creating space between that marker and that food delivery, because that's what, in my opinion, is the biggest factor in weaning off food, is building space between your marker and your food delivery. But a 5-month-old is going into adolescence. And if you're in any new situation, maybe I've weaned off of food in the house. I hardly need it anymore. In the backyard, I only need it for critters. But on the walk, I'm back to treating the puppy like it's 8 weeks old again for the next 2 to 4 weeks, and then I'm starting to wean off again. So look at it like that.
You'll use that pause too for a lot of other things. If your dog's on place, they're in a sit and a down, you walk up, say good, and you've already pulled out food to go treat, and they're just wiggling their whole body and they're down, or they pop out of the down and sit instead. You're actually giving that energy and causing that reaction. So that's where it also helps to walk in, pause, good, pause, reach for food, and then give food. So you're watching the body language go from really overexcited to eye contact, more of a neutral dog. Now, we're not doing that for our 3.5, 4-month-old puppies yet. We're building up more food drive first, creating understanding with commands, and then slowing down the brain. Because what is good supposed to equal? Well, 1, drive and kind of activates the brain to come to you, but we eventually want good to mean calm, not good and they jump.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're kind of like building up to that.
All right. I'm going to go to some questions on Instagram. Socks Dessen. I think this is a dog you might know. Remy. Do you know Remy?
Remy, yeah.
Remy barks all night when put into the crate. Help.
Did he before? Or is this something that's like developed? Because normally if a dog was doing well in the crate before, I mean, we're all human. So we one day want to put our dog in the bed with us and let him sleep there. And then they do well for a week or two. And then you start noticing more barking in other places. So you go back to the crate and you get a lot of frustration in the crate.
So we're still getting questions.
Yeah,
Okay,
we are.
we're
Okay.
good now.
Hi.
I lost my train of thought.
Frustration, putting back into the crate.
Oh, yeah. No, I lost my whole train of thought. Finish off. Can you finish my thought? Do you remember?
So I don't know anything about Remy. Do you do? Can you give me some info on Remy?
This is about...
We've had a couple Remys.
Yeah, we've had a few Remys. So do we have Asian breed too?
Puppy, he's a Cockapoo. You should,
You could start doing like lure and food work and all that kind of stuff.
Like when you look at really good, like blind dog, Labrador training, before their eyes are even open, they start having them follow milk around on different surfaces to desensitize them. You can start whenever you want.
Yeah, just food lure. You could sit on the ground, literally have food on nose and just guide them across your knees, like in front of you.
Come on now. Sorry, we don't know which Remy it is. Could you give us a little bit more information with age and breed, and then we'll give you some more details.
Yeah.
All right, Smash Mouth. And Noah, I didn't forget about you, but just hang on where my brain is. Smash Mouth, how do you crate train a new puppy, 10-week-old golden, when I have an 11-year-old golden not crate trained and doesn't need it? You just start doing it. It doesn't matter. They can be in the same room together unless your older dog is disruptive when you leave.
Or if you're waking up your puppy when you bring your older dog out of the crate, they're going to be on
No. The older
schedules.
dog's doesn't need to be in the crate.
Oh, okay.
And so if that older dog just kind of lays around all day, isn't barking at things up the window and doing bad habits, then they can be in the same room. We would still cover the puppy crate, we would do that anyway, just to help the puppy be comfortable. Close but I would say bedroom, close the door, do all the stuff we would typically do with a puppy, and have your dog be in the rest of the house. It's totally fine. Okay, let's jump to Noah.
Any tips for teaching a puppy to hold place? He gets on and off easily, but eventually gets bored.
Noah, what age? We need age. Breed mix would be great too, but Noah, can we have the age of your puppy? That would help us tremendously, and it would change our advice. Okay. We're getting so many questions in. Woohoo. Okay. Diana, sorry. Says 5-month-old Bernedoodle, weaning him off the pee pad. I work full time. Potty break middle of the day. Puppy safe room with crate, food, toys, and wee pad. 5-month-old is a little early if you're gone for big chunks of time, but I would say, especially if it's a male, in the next few months you could definitely start. You just take it away. Truly, you just take it away. And if you come home and there's an accident, then you know they're not ready for it yet. Now, I'm assuming that when you're home, this dog pees excellently outside and isn't having potty issues in the house. So I'm assuming that.
The puppy safe room, though. So does the puppy safe room with the crate mean the dog's in that room, door, like bedroom door shut, crate door open with the potty pad in there?
Yeah.
Because if they're confined to that room for a certain amount of time, if you get rid of the potty pad and they're not used to already going outside or holding their bladder for 3-4 hours, depending on the time.
But that's why I said you'll find out. When they I would just wait a few months and then just remove it and see what happens. And I'm assuming they do a great job at peeing outside during the day. I think what he's saying is just wait till the pee pad's not being used. But I think that's risky.
I think it's a little bit risky too, but also...
Oh, you want to move the crate, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
Because if they're in that safe room and they're used to potting in there on a pad, I mean, you're going to for sure get accidents because that's what they're used to doing.
Yeah, they might pee in that area even if the pad's not there.
If they don't have access to an outdoor area, if they're moving around this room, like playing with the toy, walking in the door to listen to a sound, thinking you're home or going to the window, they're eventually going to move and have a potty accident. So I would put in crate, closed door. If you're going to be gone for 5, 6, 7 hours, then you probably do still need some kind of system in there for the dog to potty on if they're under a year old. I don't think they can hold it that long yet.
Will you take Simba? Not because he's being bad. He's being very, very good. But I don't want to ruin it because he is starting to kind of nose around. He's being so good. Oh my gosh.
He's a beard dog.
Simba.
I feel one of his parents has a beard.
Why do you think that?
He was just all up in it. All up in it.
Okay. All right. So Noah, did you get back to us? Noah, let's see.
No, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. No, he hasn't gotten back to us yet. Okay.
I'm gonna give it for a 4-month-old dog.
Oh, wait. It just uploaded.
4 and a half.
5-month-old Pit Shepherd mix. Perfect. You get to do what I want to do. Can I tell him?
Yes, you will.
Thank you. Okay. Ooh, Pit Shepherd mix. This is perfect. All right. So my question is, how are you okay, so just for a recap, the question was, my puppy keeps getting out of place. They get bored. How are we teaching puppies to stay in place? Well, to be honest, through very physical communication. And sometimes it's very physical. Sometimes it's not. Like for little Simba, it might not be.
It depends on the dog.
It depends on the dog. Well, I read
Pushiness.
Pit Shepherd mix. I'm like, okay,
Pushy.
ready to be physical. No, so this is what I mean. First of all, is there a leash on your dog? Because there needs to be a leash on your puppy. And you don't want to move too soon to place duration and no place patterning. And so what I mean by that is there should always be some sort of warm up. When you first do this, make sure the dog is tired. So you've done a walk and maybe like a little fetch or something. And you're now doing about 10 minutes of place. This is what we do. Place, down, come, or let's go. Let's go if you want it to be a little calmer and it's a redirection. Let's go, turn, place, down. Waiting for you. Instagram. Done waiting for you. Okay, so messing up
I wonder if these people, if it
group.
pauses for them or if it's just like a skip and then we're just...
And we just look like crazy people. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, you're going to do this over and over and over again. And like, let's say 10 times, then slow it down, move to the end of your leash, sidestep. Dog does great because they're waiting for their food, right? Squat down. You have to create a reset. You have to get the dog to make a mistake to show them what you want them to do instead. This is called proofing. And y'all got to do it. Or you're like, why does my dog not sit when a dog walks by, but they know sit? So it's because you're not proofing. Impulse control. They don't know sit when that dog goes by because you're not proofing your obedience to a higher level. Okay, so this is how you do it. You find a way. Maybe squatting puppy on the head. You pet the puppy on the head, you walk away. They still don't get up. Drop a treat behind you. Squeak a toy behind you, in your pants pocket or something. You've got to find a way for that dog to get up. And sometimes that can be really challenging with Shepherd and Pitty mixes.
Because they're smart. They know you're trying to trick them. Because
Pitties love to work with people. They're some of the easiest dogs to train. And then Shepherds are like, I'm watching you and I'm trying to figure out what you're trying. And it might just be sitting down in a chair and waiting for the puppy to get up. It might be that too. So here's my point. I've got the leash. I'm holding onto the leash, one with an L hand. So this is the type that slides up. And then I've got just my hand on the other loop. Leash over there. This is weird.
That looks weird to show. That looks weird to show. I'm sorry.
Woo! Hey, I do what I gotta do to help y'all out, all right? So I've got my food pouch, but I don't have food in my hand right now. But I've got this here, and then I'm sliding up the leash. So I'm at the end, and I'm just waiting. Maybe I've done my squat down. Maybe I squeaked a toy. Puppy gets off. No, say no. You can just repeat place if you want. For me, it depends on the intensity of the dog. And I slide my hand up and move in towards the dog. And if they try to get around me or try to come to me and they don't get out of my way and back up, I'm going to physically bump into them with my leg. It is not a kick. It is just communication. It is just physical communication. And the dogs that are really difficult, the small dogs especially, I'll have the leash pressure that kind of goes back as I'm moving in, and I'll shuffle my feet and kind of have them get back out of my way and back on place.
Do a little Irish jig.
Hey, I actually thought of that because I did an Irish jig the other day with a small puppy.
I did it yesterday.
Yes. And it's because they've lost all of their personal space boundaries because they've been held. And so they have no idea that they need to get out of someone's way that's walking towards them, which is very bad for them, by the way.
It's one of the hardest things too, because it requires owners to do a body block with a bit more force because the dog doesn't believe you guys. There's no believability in your pressure.
You want your dog to be sensitive to spatial pressure. It's so important to be like, oh, get back. And I don't have to touch them at all, and they back off. And
That's the difference of coming out of the restroom, trying to walk down your hallway and not having to walk over your dog, surprise them, they shoot up and you trip over them.
Yeah.
They see you coming, that's spatial pressure. You're
get out of the way.
invading their space, and they move out of your way and give you space.
You want dogs to be sensitive to spatial pressure. It's so important for their socialization skills with other animals as well. Okay, anyway, that is how we do it. And then if the dog is really sensitive and they're like, whoa, okay, then I just won't get off place. That happens occasionally because they've been rewarded with food so much for place, and now we're blocking. You just do a few, let's go and fun, come again.
When you sit down on a chair, they'll get up. There's something about sitting on that chair. When you look comfortable, they're like, push.
Because it's permissive, because it's submissive and permissive looking. And so that brings me to my next point, and then I swear I'm done, is you also have to practice holding the leash next to your dog in place. Yes, you can do at 4 or 5 months old, 4 months old especially, I would do some calm food work randomly with just a pouch sitting on my desk with my computer, with my dog 1 foot from me holding the leash, and I would get up and reset them every time they got up, and then do some calm food work here and there. And that combination of that positive with the spatial communication is what you're going to do to really level up your training. And then the proofing as well, the moving around, squatting down, creating scenarios where your dog gets up and you're like, no, I don't care if there's a toy squeak. I don't care if the doorbell rings. You do not get out of place without permission. And so all that is important.
You mentioned this in the beginning. I'm going to re-solidify it in everyone's brains because this is the most important thing. You cannot get duration work unless you've checked off your physical box, your mental box, and this is the form of existence. This is how they learn to exist. But if they're overstimulated, over energized, too much mental power, they need to be worked a little bit more. That's how you're going to get your duration work.
Timber says we are in day 10 of having a new Mini Bernedoodle who's self-regulating really well. But now our resident dog, 1.5-year-old, seems uneasy in her crate during the day. Well, you're adding a new puppy energy.
More energy, yeah.
And I bet you're different too. I bet with your 1.5-year-old, you're a little bit more serious, or maybe not serious, but just normal. You poor connection. You don't have to have all these ups and downs, with your 1.5-year-old. It's the same thing as like having a baby who's a toddler. And then I just spent time with my 4-year-old niece who I'm like talking to normal. And then my little girl, I change immediately. And so, that's could be what she's experiencing or he's experiencing, is seeing you be more in puppy mode. And a puppy, oh, good. Oh, maybe. Or it's just the energy of the puppy, even though they are doing well in crate. I would suggest a little bit more separation and really focus on your energy, because my German Shepherd, who's 10 years old now, if I talk sweetly to another dog and she's in place in a downstay, she's still like, oh, it could be me next.
Dakota.
It could be, yeah, Dakota.
Dakota, yeah.
She's like, it could be me next. She's so social. And I have to look at her and be like, no, it's not for you. Stop it. And she's like, okay, I can relax. Okay. Like, that's her personality, And so we're always having to watch our energy and, how we're communicating with other dogs. And that's also a level of proofing that I could do a better job with her, but she's 10 and she's great. So I kind of know, but I could keep that a little bit more sharp and have her have a higher level of impulse control when I am being softer with other animals or my kid or something. And so that's what I would pay attention to. And I would do more.
A 1.5-year-old?
No.
If my dog's going in the crate and they have a little bit of anxiety, if I'm giving more affection, more love energy, which is all energy, it's all emotion, the other dog will absorb some of that emotion, but it's the excitement they're also absorbing. If they're overstimulated by the time they go to their crate, you're going to get more frustration and whininess in the crate because they're not settled like they usually are. Yeah. I'll be honest, I'd probably slap a leash on my 1.5-year-old and do a 5-10 minute training session now. So it should be an easy one. It gives them some time. It allows them to decompress a bit.
Yeah.
And by the time you put them in the crate, now they're also in the training routine. So you're doing a training lifestyle, not just routines anymore.
Agreed. I think that we get this 1.5-year-old dog and they haven't been on a leash in the house for like a year or less, but still for a while. And it feels like you're backtracking to throw a leash on him again. It's like, no, just throw a leash on him, teach him how to come out of crate more calmly and do some crate patterning, and just do the same simple routine over and over again. And just like he said, it helps them decompress. I agree. That's a good one. I'm mad I didn't add that to
Puppy energy affects older dogs. I have a 11-year-old dog and a young puppy, and yeah, definitely affects energy a lot. What?
I'm laughing at someone. Just so you know, if anybody owns a Mini Dachshund, we're laughing at you all the time.
They're one of the hardest crate training puppies. If it's about separation anxiety.
Oh, this is the next one. So what's the second issue with Mini Dachshunds?
Reactivity, usually.
Hola. Cooper is our Mini Dachshund who's 7 months old now and has started to bark at people and dogs on a walk.
Yeah.
Any tips?
Man.
Sorry.
I mean,
I'm
if I
very
follow
sorry.
any of the tips I recently gave, it's hire a private dog trainer because these issues tend to not be something someone online can explain. You need a dog trainer to get in there. You need them to hold your leash and see what your dog's triggers are and start teaching you counters to those triggers and then how to create a more fulfilled lifestyle so he doesn't kind of get back to that. You got to remember, guys, they're herding dogs. I'm not going to say on this show what they were bred for, but you guys can all go home after this and research
Go to
and
ground.
YouTube.
Yeah, they're ground.
They're going into holes and getting small animals out of it. So they have to be very, very driven, very, very motivated, and they're quite resilient too. So a lot of the body blocking that we mentioned, all that stuff.
They're harder to train because they're so low to the ground. Yeah.
So I would look into a private, balanced dog trainer for you guys.
So the reason we're laughing at all of you people out there with Mini Dachshunds is because they are like the new, a while ago it was the Corgis. They're the new trend.
They're so
trendy,
damn cute.
They are cute.
Dang, they're cute, man.
Especially the long-haired ones. It's the new trend to get a Mini Dachshund right now, and so we are just seeing so many people confused why their Mini Dachshund is savage.
Also, you got to think about too. Most people who buy a Mini Dachshund before they were like the big it dog was they would get bred with other dogs that were at a lower energy. When breeders are selling out of dogs quickly, they start breeding any dogs together that they can.
They
so they're
stop
not
focusing on that.
Yeah, they're not looking for temperaments. They're not breeding calm with calm. They're like, well, this female can still be bred, and all of our other females have already been bred. And if they're ethical breeders, they won't overbreed their females. So they're going to go to a dog that maybe shouldn't be bred because the energy is a little too high, but people love the high energy dogs. It gets really difficult. The more popular a dog gets, it's harder to keep that genetic line pure and be able to have different temperaments in that breed.
I read something, and I'll be honest, I don't know how true it is. My family raised Aussies when I was a kid, but that was a really long time ago. I read something that said that people cannot make a living on ethical breeding. They do it for the love of the breed and the health and welfare of the animals and maintaining the breed standard, which I do feel is an important thing. But they cannot make a living off of that. So if somebody is actually wanting to make money from that, that's where you have all the issues.
Can you believe that? Do you think that's real? That if
do.
you do ethical breeding, you can't make a living off it?
I do. I did a little bit of research into really high ticket, like even there's this famous place out here. I think it's Compton. It starts with the C. But it does German Shepherds, and they are fully trained, all on gentle leaders when they go home. They're very expensive dogs. And if you look at their program, they don't just breed puppies and sell trained puppies. They also have an entire training facility and business. And they just happen to also ethically breed German Shepherds and train them and everything. So, cause I was trying to look at the highest ticket items, for dogs, which should be for training and genetics, not, cuteness. And yeah, you just can't. There's just no way. Okay. Sorry. There's a little try. We should do, some rapid fire.
Okay, I got a rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
My 8-year-old has started forgetting all training and going to the toilet in the house. Any advice? 8 years old is pretty old. For the potting in the house, has anything changed in your lifestyle? They're like, has there been a fireworks show recently that your dog is scared to go outside of? Is there a new animal that has been in your house, like a new dog, a new cat? Like, there's usually something that's changed. Yeah, something drastic changes to trigger that. If nothing drastic has changed, I would take that dog to the vet, get their bladder checked out for a UTI. And then if nothing shows up there, I'd hire a private dog trainer who's balanced, who can kind of rerun through a program with you.
I would also say that at 8 years old, it creates a lot of red flags for me for health issues. And
that's the vet, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's see. How can I be sure I am sensitive to my 11-year-old golden when I get my 10-week-old puppy? I want to make sure she knows she's loved when the puppy gets there. Dogs see love differently. I know a golden retriever makes it really hard to believe that, but they do. And so for me, it's all about advocations. Oh, we're doing rapid fire right now, just so you know. So, rapid fire. So the short, quick answer is make sure you advocate for that older dog. That puppy, as soon as they start to stress out that older dog, that puppy is removed immediately, and you're really doing your due diligence on teaching that puppy impulse control, not making your older dog, because this is quite a bit of an older dog, do the teaching for you. And then look for little signs like your dog exiting the room when the puppy is around, or just looking like a little wide-eyed, looking away, lip licking, trying to get in your lap. Like look for these little signs. This will happen over time of you accidentally stressing out your dog, and just make sure you're advocating for your older dog and not putting them in a position to train your dog for you.
Nellid441, have a 12-week-old and 2-year Cockapoo. 2-year wants to play with puppy, biting him. Should I separate? That's kind of the same thing that she just mentioned. It goes along the same vein.
When is each dog over it?
Yeah. If the older dog is over it, they're going to try to walk away. That's where the leash on the puppy helps keep them with you so the other dog can take a break. When the puppy is done, though, you got to do the same thing for your puppy. If the 2-year-old comes, puppy's laying down calmly, 2-year-old engages play, no, out, and you're kind of pushing away the 2-year-old so the puppy can settle still. That's if the puppy's gone. You talk for a minute and a half.
Rapid fire. Rapid fire?
That was fast, dude.
For rapid fire.
Next. What's the next one?
Hi there, love your guys' content. I have a 2-month-old Boerboel puppy, making really great strides, blah, 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 basic commands, leash training. I'm in a wheelchair. I find it difficult to train him with the leash. He doesn't like it, prefers to walk under my chair instead of beside it. Do you have suggestions, recommendations, resources? Yes. 2 months old is not going to be able to walk with you. So you are going to need some one-on-one training. You're going to need someone to come in and help you teach the puppy leash pressure and food targeting. You can get a targeting stick if you want for targeting. I would definitely suggest that. This is Charla Ramsey, by the way.
This is a big dog, guys, so it's probably already at her knee.
Yeah,
as a 2-month-old.
Yeah. And so you really want to make sure that you're teaching that puppy how to give into pressure, okay? And I don't know why the puppy is hiding under the chair, except it just feels comfortable, and it's still so young that that's really a comfort spot, and it's probably giving up. It doesn't like the leash. The leash controls it. It doesn't understand it, and so it's opting out of training. We see that all the time. They'll try to go under tables, sit on feet, things like that. Whenever we're trying to, on a harness especially, they kind of like balk. I might not even be on a harness with a 3-month-old Boerboel. I might already be on some sort of other training tool, but I really think that you're going to need a package of 3 to 5 one-on-one lessons with this puppy. And the fact that you got a Boerboel puppy is, you are, in my opinion, and I would tell anybody this has nothing to do with the wheelchair. I hadn't even read the whole thing, and I already knew I was going to say this, is that you need to make sure you are planning on getting continuous one-on-one training for the first 2 years of life.
Agreed. It's going to be a big, strong dog. It makes Cane Corsos look like tiny dogs.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Ooh, humping question.
Would you like our humping questions?
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to read it. Eliza, love catching your lives. Is there a time? There's time. Let's talk humping. There is time. Why would my 7-month-old male Cockapoo hump my leg, but not really anyone else's?
Dominance!
He loves you so much.
All right. It's hard to say it nicely. Think about it.
Rapid fire.
Your dog doesn't have a healthy respect of fear for you. I'm gonna
disagree.
You think you're gonna disagree?
Mm-hmm.
The dog is humping. The dog is humping you.
But not anybody else. Yeah.
I think the dog is, but not anybody else.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I think your dog is owning your space. I think your dog is probably a little bit fearful of other people or just unsure. If people come up and your dog shows big energy and jumps up your side. We had another question really similar to this that I skipped because I knew it couldn't be rapid fire.
Sometimes others.
Sometimes others.
Sometimes others. Yeah, I think it's like a domination. I think your dog is trying to own your space, especially when other people are there. I've had another client, if he hugged his wife, the dog would try to get in between and jump on him. So
That's definitely dominating,
yeah. So that's going to be mine. What do you think?
So this happens for many reasons. Sometimes it's, sexual. Sometimes it's dominant. Sometimes it's just excitement. Sometimes it's in an effort to control, the situation.
Sometimes others.
So for me, I bet it's due to excitement and maybe trying out a little bit of dominance. That would be really appropriate for their age. Like, oh, can I do this? Can I control the situation? Rapid fire is impossible.
I want a video.
So it would help with the video. But anyway, for me, it doesn't matter. You just need a valuable no. You need to be the person that can shut that kind of thing down immediately with a verbal. And if you don't know how to build a valuable no, that is a conversation for another time. You might need to talk to a one-on-one trainer about it. Or you can always set up a Zoom with like one of us, and we can go through it with you. Your dog is more than old enough to have some sort of valuable no. I have a border collie that will do this. If I get really excited or I start to wrestle with him or I start playing with another dog or throwing my little girl around, I can turn around and have my leg be humped.
Dusty lets you know.
Yes. But I can turn it off in a second. And he'll also chase other animals and hump them if he wants to control them. He's just feeding off of excitement, but there's also an element of control to it with him. And he would never do it to my husband, I don't think. Yeah. So for me, it's really just feeding off of the environment, and it's an inclination that he has. So fine, but I need to be able to absolutely shut it off and it be a no really, really easily. That's more my concern.
Abby Sipe, I mentioned your question, or I mentioned you were like the related question to that one. You're in a completely different situation.
He's not humping.
No, but she's still getting the climb up. I want to make sure that she doesn't do a valuable no and just bump off this dog. Your dog is fear stage. You need to get someone who can help you build confidence through training.
You need help right away, one-on-one help.
So you're not doing a valuable no. Don't go out and just bump your dog off. You're the only comfort and safety that dog feels like it has. You don't want to take that away. You want to build confidence in himself and then eventually be able to like escalate that walk a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry we can't dive deeper into that. We do have an online school. You can check out thepuppyacademy.com.
To say age?
And 8-week-old.
Yeah. Please,
this is genetic.
Look into the online school.
You got a lot of work to do.
A ton of good information on that one, and you might still need a private one-on-one trainer who can help give you some like balance training to help build confidence.
I would.
Yeah,
all right, guys, have a wonderful day. Whoa, wait, over. It's because we did not do rapid fire. Bye.
Thanks for tuning into Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
We hope you found some advice that you can use to help make puppyhood a little easier.
Don't forget to join us live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time on Instagram or TikTok at The Puppy Academy.
This is where you can get a chance to ask your burning questions in real time. And if you want even more puppy guidance, visit our website at thepuppyacademy.com for info on joining our online puppy school.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review.
These reviews let more people find us and supports us on our mission to help as many puppy parents as possible around the globe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.